Evening. Good evening, everyone. I hope you had a lovely day. Just post in the comments just to share how your day has been. What have you been up to? Let's get the house active. I know it's a virtual program, but I think we should also be active. Let's interact a bit. Send your comments, perhaps even an emoji that describes the mood that you're in at this time. Anybody? Okay, so I'll just go straight into today's brand presentation. I was hoping to get some chats from people, and like I said, I hope you had a lovely day. And mine was it was okay. It wasn't that bad. But since I got to the office from the UN, the New York trip, I found quite a lot of work. So I've been trying to it. So it really hasn't been easy. I feel so fatigued each time I get home. Yeah, but this really gives me a lot of pleasure. So I'll just go straight into my presentation. I'll go straight into my presentation and just maybe to give an introduction to who Dr. Maureen is, what is it that I've become, what is it that I have done, so that you can have a picture. Yeah, so my tagline, I'll start with my tagline: you don't just become, you choose to become. So, okay, so at least we are having some people now getting to chat. Good evening, Gugu. You're welcome. You're welcome. Can we have some more chats, some more interactions? Eileen Mwemba, yeah, good evening. Yes, let's make the room active. Let it be on fire. Let it be on fire. Yeah, so like I was saying, I'll start with my tagline. And this tagline is just an evolution of the tagline that I actually adopted from my late mentor, Mr. Felix Banda, book titled You Don't Just Become. So to that, I added, you don't just become, you choose to become. You don't just become, you choose to become. What that means is that nobody just becomes the way they are, more especially when they, when you take on control of your life, yeah, you really choose to become, especially when you become an adult, maybe let's say from 18, because now you have total control of your life, you begin to choose to become. At some point when you're being looked after by your parents, when you're under your parents' care and under the guardianship of your when you're under the guardianship of your parents or any other person who is taking custody of your life, you realize that you'll be controlled to some extent. But then when you take full ownership, you begin to choose who you want to become. And that is how I came up with that tagline. Yes. So being a chartered accountant is a choice that I made. I am a chartered accountant with the Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, which is ACCA. I am also a fellow of an MBA in finance. I'm a certified leadership trainer, coach, and speaker with the John Maxwell. I'm also a consultant. I'll be able to speak into that more. A global speaker, a coach, an entrepreneur, and a philanthropist. I like to help out people who are vulnerable, those who cannot afford to access basic needs. I do have a heart for that. And I picked that practice from the Bible. I think it was Jesus who said, the poor, you always be with them. But then even when the Israelites in the Old Testament, when they cultivated at the time of harvest, a good evening, Josephine. At the time of harvest, we are told really that God told them not to gather everything, but to leave some for the foreigner and the poor. So we need to look out for each other. For those who are weak, we need to extend a hand. That's what I believe in as Maureen. So let me just briefly speak about the organization, because I know I'm supposed to do a brand presentation of both myself and the organization that I founded. But I think I'll speak more on the brand Maureen NENECHI. And this organization that, or the consultancy firm that I founded, is a brainchild of Maureen NENECHI. And that is the reason why I would like to speak to the brand Maureen NENECHI, and also the child that was birthed out of Maureen NENECHI, which is known as Salakweth Consultancy Limited. So Salakweth Consultant Limited was founded by Emmanuel Zulu and me. I am a co-founder of Salakweth Consultancy Limited, which is a management consultancy firm that provides coaching, training, business formalization and advisory services, as well as strategic development. And we also do media services, though those are not our core. So media is just a secondary business that we do, but our main services comprise of coaching, training, business advisory, as well as business planning. These are our main services. So why do we exist? We exist to bridge the gap between sustainability and development. Yes, that's why we exist as Salakweth consultants. We help individuals and organizations to build capacity in leadership, in business management, in financial management, as well as risk management, and peak performance, so that they can develop, they can grow as organizations, as individuals, to become sustainable. And the result of sustainability really is a profitable organization, and an organization that is able to live almost infinitely to the world standards. When I say infinitely, I'm just using it loosely, meaning that it's able to stand the test of time, just like the Emily Nyondo, you are welcome. Good evening. Yeah, we've already started. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Yvonne, you're welcome. Yeah, so I was saying that The organization that I co-founded, which is Salakweth Consultancy Limited, exists really to bridge the gap between development and sustainability. Yes, so we just don't want people to develop to grow. So development represents growth there. As a business or as an individual, you are expected to grow. So these solutions that we provide, they help organizations, they also help individuals, as well as actually small and medium enterprises to grow and to be sustainable. We just don't want them to grow, but we want them to be sustainable as well. And we do that through coaching, training, and by providing business advisory. Yes, so those are the main services that we provide as Salakweth Consultancy. And we have actually we pride ourselves in being a one-stop shop for peak performance and growth solutions for both organizations and individuals. Yes. So as I speak to the brand Maureen, some of those things are the things that we also do as an organization. Yeah. So if you are looking for growth, greetings from Cameroon. That is Winfred. You're welcome. You're welcome to this broadcast. So this is what Salakweth is all about. And we have actually, we launched in 2021 during the COVID, when COVID was at its peak and we were locked up. I remember it was an idea that mushroomed when we were in the COVID time. We're used to going for work and we had nothing to do. So we thought, okay, why don't we start an organization? And that's the time that we got to launch TWC. From the time that we started, we can boast that we have provided business and our services to big organizations such as the World Health Organization, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Works and Supply, the Consumer and Competition Protection Commission. We have done that. We have also provided services to G. Gordon. It's an organization that it's actually a big organization that deals in printing and I think documentary designing. We have done that apart from conducting conferences, the Power Up Conference, which we held, I think, around 2023. We also provide consultancy services, and we collaborate with other organizations, other consultancy firms, and that is where our strength is. We have this network of consultants that we work with. So for any business that we get, we just don't do it. We just don't pull from our own consultants that are affiliated to TWC. We also draw from the different, from a pool of consultants that are our collaborators. We call them our collaborators. So anytime we have a business, we are able to contract other consultants. And that's what we do that's our business model. And it works very well. It works very, very well. It has actually worked for us. So when you think of peak performance, when you think of sustainability for a business, when you think of personal growth, when you are thinking of career development, because we also offer coaching in that, executive coaching, think TWC. The business always, and I'll tell you one thing, the government has also partnered with us at every event that we have. We always draw interest from the government. The government will show interest. So we have worked even with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and we are actually also still in negotiation with the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises. So if you want us to help you set structures in your business, if you want us to help you with the risk management, because most of the organizations, they don't really think risk management is an important element to have in their businesses. But I'll tell you one thing. Risk management is something that you are supposed to do from the time you set up an organization. when you do your strategy, whenever you are working, you always have to think of risk management. And I'll just hint a bit here so that we can begin to appreciate what risk management is. When risk always comes with an objective, it's more like a consequence of an objective. So it's inherent in an objective. For instance, the way we have set up this meeting, there are risks, power might go, I might just run out of bundle. Something might happen, especially things that are not even within my control. Maybe the network may just cut, not because I don't have bundles, but I do have credit in my phone, but because maybe it's a technical fault. Anything can happen, but then how do I handle that? At the same time, risk can present a good consequence, or should I say an opportunity. Yeah, so it's got both opportunities and it has got negative effects. That's what risk is. So when you look at opportunities, how do we leverage on opportunities that we are envisioning or that we are projecting? You prepare yourself for that. That's risk management. So most of the people, when we talk about risk management, they're always looking at the negative, or how do we hedge ourselves against the risks that we are foreseeing. But there's also positive risk, which is opportunities. How do you leverage on opportunities, even as an individual as well as a business? So I don't want to delve much into that. I just wanted to highlight it so that you can appreciate when we talk about risk management. I don't know why I'm even belaboring on that one, but I guess it's also speaking to somebody. So that's what we do, as Salaqueth Consultancy Limited. I'll proceed. Can we have, how is it so far? Let me get some reactions from the people that are in the studio. Any reactions? Let's interact. I love to interact. Yeah, so what is my why? Because I was just talking about, okay, so Yvonne says you're following. Yes, so I said I just wanted to give a brief summary or overview of the consultancy firm that I co-founded, which is Salaqueth Consultancy Limited. And maybe just to mention, where are we found? We are found in Woodlands, just near Holy Cross Secondary School. It's about 100 meters from Holy Cross Secondary School. So that's the landmark. If you want to get to Salaqueth Consultancy Limited, you can screenshot the poster that I've posted there. Those are the details. That's where you can find us. You can reach us on that number, and then you can also send us an email, and you can visit our website, Salaqueth Consultancy Limited. The website is very much active. You can also contact us on if you want to know more about Salaqueth Consultancy Limited. You can also visit our social media handles, LinkedIn, X, Instagram, TikTok. We are on all those platforms. So feel free to actually contact us and get to know more about Salaqueth Consultancy Limited. And now let me speak to Maureen. Like I said, I just said, let me start with the brainchild, which is the consultancy firm that we founded. And I do know really that it exists as an entity by itself, but an entity does not exist without being founded. So I needed to mention and speak a bit about the entity that was founded. Now, let me get to speak to Maureen NENECHI as a brand. What is my why? Why am I doing what I'm doing? I'll tell you one thing. Growing up for me was not easy. I came from a broken home. I was a little confused. I didn't understand why we were staying without my dad. Yeah, I was kind of a wayward child, so to say. And everybody didn't know what I was going through, what I was trying to navigate. People were not They didn't understand. Not even my family understood what I was going through, what I was grappling with as a child. But then somehow I think that then I didn't have the vocabulary to explain what was going on, why we had to start living with mom all of a sudden when we were living with dad. I didn't understand all that. And then mom, immediately after they separated with my dad, the following year mom left to go to college. She left us with grandmother. Can you imagine? Two parents that are supposed to be looking after us, they just left us. So I kind of felt abandoned. Why am I being looked after by my grandmother? And then that kind of affected the way I related with people. I became withdrawn. I also started performing poorly at school. And with that came tags. You know, when you are when you're not performing well at school, especially for me who came from a family that valued education so much, that in itself presented a problem. And because I didn't perform well, I wasn't anybody's favorite. Nobody took notice of Maureen because they thought that I wasn't adding value to the family and I wasn't making the family proud. So I was one of those children who was kind of what word can I felt deserted, so to say. I felt deserted, like nobody paid attention to me because they thought there was nothing good that could come out of me. And like I said, all those things that were happening, nobody could help me explain them. Okay. So fast forward, I came across a message that was being shared by Dr. Nevas Mumba that, you know, there is a better life that is offered in Christ. There's a better life, and all you needed to do was to repent, accept Christ as your personal savior, and embrace the new life. Now you can imagine, while I was growing up, sometimes my own mother would actually call me Dao, literally calling me that. And then to make matters worse, in that thought, in that mindset, maybe so to say, yeah, not in the present mindset, but in that mindset while I was young, my skin, of course, is dark. I'm chocolate. But then they would even say, we mwana kufipa, you know, this dark child, you know, there's really nothing good about her. And I felt so unwanted, so unaccepted. There was nobody to help me, to just give me hope that I could do better. But when I heard the message from Nevas Mumba that there was a better life, I started seeking solace in the Christian life. I accepted Christ as my personal savior when I was about 13 years old, and my life began to transform. And that is where my purpose was born. I realized that there are certain people that can do better if only somebody could awaken the best version in them by telling them a message that is encouraging, a message that is empowering. And that is what led to my why, to help those people that need to awaken the giant in them. They need to awaken the best version of themselves. There are people out there that do not know that they can actually become better. They cannot take on the labels that society has pasted on them. They are there out there. There are people who, because of their background, you know, they have been stifled. Their growth has been stifled. Their development has been stifled. They could do better. But because of all those things that they are battling with, things that they cannot explain, they still want an explanation, like they want closure, but nobody is providing it to them. And that is the reason why I took on this journey to empower purpose-driven positive transformation that leads to the awakening of the best versions of people. So I have passion for human potential and self-actualization. I believe that each one of us can become the best version of ourselves. We can actually even become better, and we can achieve self-actualization as individuals so that we can live a meaningful life. I also believe that intentional choices unlock success. Like, you have to be intentional about your choices. You have to be intentional. You choose what works for you. What doesn't work for you, let it go. You have to make a choice. And that is what I did. I made a choice. I told myself I'm going to forgive my dad because I believe that when he abandoned us, he was operating from a fallen mindset. I forgave him. I didn't have any grudge against him. Even the time that he was dying, I was at peace with him. I told myself, my past is past. I'm not going to be defined by my past. I need to awaken the best version of me. I'm not going to allow the lower version of me to manifest in my present. So that's a decision that I made. And now, what is my mission? My mission is to bridge professional expertise with human-centric growth. That is my mission. And when it comes to my brand pillars, there are 3 brand pillars that make up the brand called MAUREEN. The first one is personal growth. The second one is leadership. And the third one is career strategy. When we talk about leadership, you see, my mentor, John C. Maxwell, always says that everything rises and falls on leadership. Indeed. And that is the reason why I'm so passionate about leadership. If I did not apply self-leadership to myself, I don't think I would have led the journey. I would have triumphed through the journey that I've just shared in brief. So those are my pillars. When it comes to the services that I provide, there are 3. There are actually 3 services. Mentorship is just the core are 3. Mentorship is supplementary, so to say. So there's coaching, that is career pivots. Those people that are pivoting in their career, I help them to transition successfully and comfortably. Those people that need to manage their finances, especially professionals, I help professionals to manage their finances so that post employment, they will not go into poverty or destitution. I also help people to develop, to gain mastery over leadership, that is corporate leadership or any other kind of leadership, as well as self-mastery. Are we together? So Salome Mtali there is saying, she loves this. Yeah. And then the other service is, thank you, Salome. I receive the compliment. So corporate training. I also provide corporate training. I think this is also linked to what I've explained under Salakweth Consultancy. So most of the trainings that I do, I provide them under Salakweth Consultancy Limited, including the coaching as well. So I also give keynote, I also engage in keynote speaking. So these are inspiring talks on transformation, self-mastery, and leadership. And I thoroughly enjoy all of them because I don't want anybody to lag behind. As long as somebody is in contact with my voice, I want them to transform into the better them, because I believe that every person has got different layers of best versions. Just like the iPhone and any other phone has got different layers of best versions. You have iPhone 16. I believe this year it will be iPhone 17. There's another version. There's still another version that will be best from there. Yeah, so I also believe that individuals have different layers of best versions, and I'm there to help. Why should you work with me? I said that I help people to develop career strategies, personal growth, and also leadership. Now, I'll tell you one thing. I have worked in the corporate world for more than 20 years, 15 spent working in senior management position. I understand the corporate world inside out. I know how to navigate politics, how to identify politics, how you can survive and protect yourself without injuring yourself in the workplace. And you need somebody that has navigated different levels. I've served under the union. I've also served in middle management, senior management level. I understand the corporate world. and how it operates and how you can win. So I help you to do that. I've got experience. I'm not just going to give you theory, but I'm also going to give you practical tips that can help you to navigate and win in the corporate world. Global recognition. I was recognized in 2023 by the United Nations Women Foundation as a woman of distinction. And I also got another award, actually double awards, and honorary doctorate this year, as well as a Global Leadership Award. That's not the only award I have. Those are global. But even at my workplace, I got the certificate of excellence. In my academics, I emerged as a top student in internal auditing and review during the time that I was in school. That was maybe about, is it 15 years ago or something like that? In 2007, yeah, 2006 rather, I was the best student. So excellence is my tag, my mark, so to say. I provide actionable frameworks. I've already told you that I just don't speak theory. These things, I have experienced them. I've experienced them, having worked in the corporate world for 20 years, having experienced a shakeup when I was young. I can tell you about life. I can coach you. So when I talk about coaching, we are not just talking from without. How do you navigate blended families? I know that. How do you navigate difficult people? I know that. I'm also a church girl. I'm Pentecostal. I know how to navigate even church politics, church culture, all these things. So if I'm talking life coaching, I know what I'm talking about. And even my years, I'm 40 plus. I'm 40 plus, so I've got that experience. Yeah, I've got a proven record of global speaking. I've spoken at global global platforms. I spoke in Zimbabwe, in the USA twice, 3 times now. I spoke in the USA, Uganda, Kenya. I've spoken even in South Africa. So that is a record. It's there. You can even check up some of this information on my social media platforms. On Facebook, I usually post where I speak. And I'm also accredited to international organizations such as ACCA. I'm a chartered certified accountant. Swiss, I'm also associated with the Swiss Institutes. This is an international organization. Yes, I'm also associated with the Maxwell Leadership. I'm also accredited to PLD. I can brag about that. So I have this experience that I'm coming with. I also have credibility that is supported by the organizations that I am affiliated and accredited to. Yes, so are we together? Are we together? Any comments on what I've said this far? Are you loving what is going on? Yeah, so who do I serve? And I think somehow I've spoken to some of these things. Yeah. So for me, the people that I serve professionals. Those professionals that are seeking career enhancement, those professionals that are stuck in unfulfilling careers. We help you to identify careers that will fulfill you, but at the same time, I help you to settle even in that career that you feel unfulfilled in. How can you use that as a stepping stone to get to a career that can bring fulfillment to you? So I do that. I also serve individuals that want to self-actualize, those that want to find meaning in life, those that want to find, those that are seeking to find their purpose, and who want to live a fulfilled life. If you don't know who you are, you'll be driven by any wind of doctrine. You'll be shaken anyhow. But when you know who you are, you will definitely be unstoppable, and you'll be able to level up. You'll be able to level up. You cannot level up if you don't know who you are. I also serve leaders seeking for authentic influence and individuals that seek to develop their leadership capabilities. I serve those people. I serve individuals that are seeking for financial freedom, because I believe that money answereth all things, at least almost all things. We don't want a person who has embarked on a personal growth journey to suffer financially, or to stifle their personal growth because they are financially low. No. So I also empower individuals. I help such individuals. Then I also help organizations that desire to cultivate and retain high talent. So this is done under Salakweth Consultancy Limited. Then I also help. Oh yeah, thank you, bravo, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you so much. Thank you. So those are the people that I save, individuals that are stuck in their career and they want to accelerate. There are people that really struggle career-wise. I help those people. So if you are looking for somebody to help you, I'm available. I'm available. For those who are POD members, we have a concessionary rate for you. I can help you through that. I know how challenging workplaces can be and how tough and lethal the marketplace can be. So I can help you. Now, are we together? I want to hear your reactions before I go to the next slide. What are your reactions? Okay, let me proceed if people are not reacting. So what is the signature offerings of the brand called MAUREEN? I offer special programs or courses as an individual, MAUREEN, but also um, as Salakweth Consultancy main consultant, so to principal consultant. So there is a career fit blueprint that is winning in the marketplace. It's an intense program, 6 weeks. For those of you these will be launched, actually, we've been doing them remotely, but they are going to be launched on a commercial or on a larger scale, so to say. Choose to become, very intense program. We want to understand you. There's self-mastery in there, dealing with limiting beliefs, fighting inner battles. Those are some of the course contents that are in the Choose to Become. Fighting inner battles. This is real. We like to spend our ammunition on external battles, forgetting that when we win the battle inside, we win the battle outside. So we have Lead with Purpose for corporate retreats, entrepreneurship education, and then master classes. Watch out. I think I'll be sharing even on the POD platforms. I'll be sharing the upcoming master classes, public speaking, dealing with transitions, financial mastery. These are some of the programs that we provide. So when it comes to testimonials, we have coached more than 500 professionals as a company, TWC, provided trainings to more than 10 organizations, including the Ministry of Works and Supply, Ministry of Health. I think I've already spoken to this. For me, I've been a conference speaker. I've spoken at more than 15 conferences, really. Yeah. So that's just those are just some of the things that I have done. And the other thing that I want to mention, which is very, very important, is that we should never neglect our brand. We should never neglect our brand. We need to be intentional about building our brand. I'll tell you something that happened. I had a speaking engagement that took place on last Saturday, and it was a recommendation from Dr. Dora Celia. She just saw me on Facebook. She didn't know me, but she recommended me. Why? Because she even mentioned to say, MAUREEN has branded herself, even when I think I'm still struggling with branding, by the way. I feel I'm still struggling with branding, but I was able to be picked. So do whatever you can to ensure that you follow through what is happening on the PLD platform. Follow them, join, subscribe, so that you can learn how to brand yourself and also to internationalize your brand. Yeah, so let me even transition to also speak to my experience at the UN, because I was there too. I think about a week, or is it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, I can brag that I've been to the UN building. Are we together this far? Are we together this far? Okay, so let me also share about the experience that I had at the UN. For me, it was a prophecy delivered, fulfilled, because somebody would always, there's one man of God who consistently, for the last think 20 years, he would tell me, I see you at the UN, I see you doing this, I see you. So I thought, how it is sometimes with Pentecostals. I was like, I know I belong, I'm an evangelical, so maybe he's just talking, until another person confirmed it. But then I didn't know how it was going to happen. So I've come to learn that when you align with the right people to the right things, prophecy can be fulfilled. When you align and do those things that will facilitate for the actualization of your prophecy. And it was also a dream come true. I used to admire going to UN, but I didn't know how it was going to happen. But through the connections of POD under the auspice of Dr. Nelly Kangwa, I was able to find myself at the UN. And going there, really, I think I've even outlined. I'll start with the global connections. While on the plane going to the UN, I met a consultant from Ivory Coast, and we have formed collaborations. The person will be coming to Zambia when they come. God willing, I'll even introduce the consultant to Dr. Nelly, because he's into agricultural consultancy as well as he's affiliated to different universities. So he helps people to get scholarships abroad, and helps them to get jobs. So I was able to connect with that person, and we are still in touch even up to now. That was the beginning of a fruitful journey to New York. I built relationships with like-minded people. I met people like Impumi. I met people like Francine. Oh my God, she's so amazing, and she's so enterprising. I tapped into her perspective. I met people like Memory. I really didn't know Memory, but I met her, and I found a sister in her. I feel as if she's a mini me. To some extent, even better, I believe. Yeah, so when I say she's a mini me, because she's still growing and she's younger than me, but I can see that she's got great potential. I enjoyed speaking to her. We share similar experiences, and that really, really helped me to increase on my social capital. So that is one of the highlights. And another highlight really is the unforgettable moments of stepping into the UN building. Oh my God, it was a profound sense of belonging. I just felt like, okay, I now belong. It was like you are being validated that, yes, Maureen, you belong to be in places like this. You belong in places that make decisions at a higher level, at a global level. That's how I felt. So I tapped, I think I feel as if I received that anointing, if you understand what I mean. So it was a very honoring experience for me. And then the other highlight, the unforgettable moment, was the honorary doctorate that I got. It presented a validation of my purpose and what I'm doing, and that the brand that I'm building is actually a worthwhile brand, a brand that can be recognized out there. So this is what it spoke to me, and it has now provoked an element in me to work harder to unleash the next level of greatness and responsibility that I need to take on. Another highlight, oh, people of God, this one made me shake. I've been reading about Wall Street. I'm an accountant, by the way. So reading about Wall Street, I would also read about the Trump Towers in one of Donald Trump's book, which he wrote with Robert Kiyosaki. I read about it. I would watch. It was so awesome for me to just step in that street. I tapped from the anointing of wealth. Yeah, so right now, as you see me, you are seeing a millionaire, a billionaire rather, or a trillionaire, so to say. And then what was my takeaway? My takeaway was that, you know, when certain things that seem to be far-fetched, when you actually achieve them, it brings possibility closer. And it also gives you the hope that there is possibility. There is no impossibility, so to say. So what am I saying? If this came true, what next? It means there's a lot that can come true in my life. So this is what the UN experience presented to me. And I saw Dr. Nelly in another view. You know, people, sometimes you don't know what you have, not until you see the way other people value what you have. I was challenged to even give more honor and more respect to Dr. Nelly because she is a great woman. I thank God that I'm connected to her, that I'm in a network, and that she's my mentor. Yeah, so I celebrate her. I celebrate Dr. Nelly. If she's listening, Doc, I celebrate you. You are a great person. You are selfless, and you are creating platforms for people. You are a big brand. It's just that sometimes, like Jesus said, that because of lack of faith, he performed few miracles in Nazareth, where he came from. Yeah, but when it came elsewhere, you know, he was very popular and he performed a lot of miracles. And I think this is what we are seeing. I would urge the POD family to just tap into the grace and to the anointing that is upon Dr. Nelly. Let's not take it for granted. Okay, so my call to action. I'm winding up. If you want more, get in touch with me. Follow me on my social media platforms. Yes, I'm found on LinkedIn. Uh, you can find me on Facebook. I go by the name MAUREEN NENECHI. TikTok, I'm there. Soon or later, I'll be launching my YouTube channel. I'll also be going on X, but the active social media platforms that I'm on is LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow me. You can get in touch with me on that number which I've shared on the screen, and you can email me if you feel like emailing me. I'm open to hear from you and to interact with you. Yeah. The question I have for you is, are you ready to choose your becoming? And what is it that you want to become? Can you give context? Can you give definition to who you want to become? Because you don't just become, you choose to become. Okay, so I thought of sharing a few pictures that speak of my New York experience. Those are the ones that I could put together because of the significance that they carry. The first picture, Wall Street. If you look, are you able to see the first picture? That is, I was at Wall Street. Very significant. That's where I tapped the anointing of wealth creation, because that's the street that is known for financial activity. It's a financial wealth hub. So that's where the Trump building is. That is where New York Stock Exchange is, the cryptocurrency building. That's where it is. That's how significant that street is. Yes, and then that I was at the UN, and the logo for UN, that's the one there that you are seeing, the gold logo. Yeah, so it was a wonderful, wonderful experience just to be there. And then that is me in my graduation gown. How do I look? I loved it. This one is something that I'll always cherish. I'll always cherish this experience. So these are some of the photos that I thought of sharing, and I think that would bring my presentation to an end. And I would just like to ask you two important questions in addition to the one that I've asked as a call to action. Who are you when nobody is watching? Who are you? I want you to write down that question. Who are you when nobody is watching? When you are not masking up, when you're not acting, who are you? Because sometimes we act, especially when we put on our masks. But who are you beyond the masks that we put on sometimes? The third question is, what do you want out of life? It will help you to answer the first question, which is, what are you choosing to become? Thank you so much. I'll leave the remaining minutes. I think we have about 7 minutes to go for questions, contributions. Thank you so much. And I just want to take the opportunity to thank POD for the confidence that you have placed to give me this opportunity to speak to these great and important people. I don't take it for granted. I am so, so grateful. And thank you, everybody, for listening in. Let's use the remaining minutes to interact and ask questions. Thank you so much. I want to see people ask questions or, make reactions. What are your reactions to what I've shared? Does it resonate? Is it thought-provoking? Is it inspiring? Is it motivating? How would you describe the brand presentation that I've just made? People are quiet. Yeah. So given Walia says no comments so far, would you also want to share what your takeaway is? You can also share what your takeaway is. You don't want to just go or leave the studio without sharing with us what your main takeaway is, so that you can challenge yourself to either implement it or enhance on what you're already doing. Let's interact. Let's interact. We have 4 minutes to go. Let's take this time. Oh, have I said a lot of things? Was I cruising? Was I cruising? Was I too fast for you? Wow. So, given Walia says, my major takeaway is to take advantage of the people I'm connected with. Yes, take advantage of them. I always say that people are a currency to achieving your goals in life. And Yvonne says, great presentation. I have enjoyed this. Thank you. Thank you, Yvonne. Barbara says, very helpful. Thank you, Barbara. Wow, Winfrida aligning. Okay, thank you for taking the time, Google. Let's interact. We have 3 minutes. Emily says, inspiring. Thank you, Emily. Etambuyu, amazing presenter, amazing presentation, Doc. Thank you. Thank you so much, Etambuyu. Okay, so Google says, I would like to get in touch because I really believe I need to do public speaking. There's no problem. My contact is there. Let me even share on WhatsApp on the chat. And POD also does provide that. So yeah, join the cohorts when they advertise. We have 2 minutes. Let's take advantage. We know this is the platform that helps us to expand our potential. Let's take advantage of this platform that helps us to expand our potential. So we have 2 minutes remaining. Let's take advantage and interact. Let's interact. Let's interact. Great people, let's interact. We want to hear you. Start practicing how you're going to be presenting your brand. They say a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So let's speak up. The speaking for us is through writing. So let's write, practice. 1 minute to go. Are we all good? Yeah, so feel free to watch this again, just in case you would want to, you feel as if you want to interact with the message again. Feel free to watch it. I believe that it will be on the POD YouTube platform and I think other platforms. You should be able to catch up. For those of you that have not joined, you'll be able to catch up and leave your comments even after the broadcast has even when the broadcast comes to an end. Feel free. Be committed to being a POD member so that you don't miss out on the opportunities that are available through the POD platform. Take full responsibility of being committed. That's those would be my closing remarks, even as the clock is winding down. So I just want you to know that I value you, and for me to just come on this platform, it is an honor, but I'm also doing it because I value you and I value my mentor, Dr. Nelly. I value POD and I'm a proud PLD member. Spread the word of PLD out there. Let it be known. Let it be the light that is on a hill. Yeah, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much. I hope you'll be able to brood over the message that I've shared and the questions, the 3 questions. Who are you choosing to become? Who are you when nobody is watching? And the last one is, what do you want out of life? Take time to answer that. You might not answer it immediately, but give yourself some time to answer those 3 questions. I hand over now to the one who is operating the studio. So is Given in the studio? Given, please take over. Okay, so we have come to the end of the broadcast, and I'll be leaving the studio. Can we have Given on the... Thank you so much. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, my namesake. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Etambuyo. Okay, so I guess this is where we call it quits until the next time. So the number for admin for Project Life Design is scrolling on the screen. Please get in touch with them and join Project Life Design. Subscribe, be a member. It comes with privileges, I tell you. It comes with great privileges, and one of them is the New York connection. There's also another connection that is coming, so just watch out. Yeah. Etambuyo, are you on there so I can exit? All right, so have a good night. And to those of you that will be watching even during the day or any other day, I wish you all the best. And I know that you are more than able to make it.